In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to scale your SaaS using LinkedIn ads in 2024. LinkedIn is the biggest B2B network in the world and the most powerful tool for growing a software business. Now, with my LinkedIn ads agency, we've helped dozens of B2B software and tech companies scale, and we've generated millions of dollars for them using LinkedIn ads. In this video, I'm going to be showing you exactly how to generate high quality SaaS leads for your business and the exact marketing strategies that work for SaaS businesses in 2024. I will explain how to set the targeting, and I'll go over the exact creatives that work best and much more. So let's get to it. So in our experience, the core objective should always be driving more free trial signups and demo requests. That needs to be the core part of your campaign and ad strategy that you're going to run here. If you can crack that, that's where you're going to find the highest ROI. It's going to be the most direct type of offer to run. People will know they're signing up to try out your software, or they're requesting a demo to get on a call and see your software in action. I see a lot of people spending too much time on brand awareness before they've really cracked the trial or demo funnel. And brand awareness is great, can support your funnel once you've cracked the trial or demo offer. But until you've cracked that, you should focus on getting those ads converting before you start spending too much time and money on brand awareness ads. Now, the nuance does come into the offer. Free trials do carry more value. People are getting the sense that they're going to get to sign up to try something out, maybe get a little taste of the software, they'll get to use it, maybe get a little bit of the value out of that software to try it out before they have to pay for it. So free trials do carry more value than a demo offer. Demo offers can be a big ask. For bigger software or enterprise software, demos make sense for those where maybe it's too hard to offer a free trial, too much work to create an account, too much work for them to really try it out, and really it needs to be a rep-led demo. But kind of keep that in mind as you're crafting your offers. If you're able to offer a free trial type of offer, that does carry more value. We usually see that those convert higher, versus a demo can be a big ask because somebody knows that they do need to set aside time in their calendar to show up to a call and then talk to your sales team. So if you're able to reposition that demo offer, we often see that like expert webinars that double as a demo can work really well here too. Basically they're going to register for a webinar and they're going to learn something, they're going to see something in action, and really it's also demoing your software at the same time. So this full funnel diagram here is how you can think about your ad campaigns you're going to run. Usually you'll want to run your demo and trial offers to the cold audience, see if you can get those ones to convert. Do know that sometimes it can take a few touch points for somebody to have enough information to be ready to sign up for that demo or trial. So you often will need retargeting campaigns also in there running. So try to run your demo and trial offers to the cold audience, but then also retarget them, because it usually is that second or third touch points that really gets somebody hooked in to try your software out. And then from there, once you have those demo offers converting, that's when you can start building out the rest of this funnel here. So take a look at this diagram. This is how you can connect both your cold audiences to your retargeting campaigns and then your awareness driving campaigns. This is when brand awareness can be useful, is once you are getting demo requests, using brand awareness ads to further support and build their desire and their demand for your offering. That's going to increase your show up rates to those calls, your activation rates of your free trial software, that they're actually getting in there and using it, which is all very important for converting your sales. So next, let's look at objectives. And as you're setting up your campaigns, you're going to look at these configurations that you're using. I recommend starting with website visits or lead gen objectives to create your campaigns. And with these, start with the single image ad that you're going to run. We find that video ads don't perform as well as an ad on LinkedIn. People often click before they know what that video is about. And while videos can be good to show off features in action, we find that that's better as a retargeting ad. Your best ads are going to run as single image ads, where you're going to promote, get your free trial here, try this for yourself, or request a demo ad. Those all usually perform best as a single image ad. Again, video ads can be good, but usually as retargeting ads. Now, further on these objectives here, I actually find the best it comes from using the lead generation objective, where you're going to attach a lead form to your ads that you're running. That form can be request a demo, it can be request a free trial. So most clicks on your ad are going to open up that lead form, and then that does make it easy for somebody to submit, to request that. And then also including a link to the request a demo page or your homepage in the body copy there. It can be a lot to request a demo or a trial of a piece of software. Usually you want to know more about the software or see what it integrates with or learn more about it before you're going to be ready to request that demo or trial. Again, that's why retargeting is important, but including a link in the body copy also allows that user, if they are interested or do need to know more information, they can click on that body link to go to the website to learn more about your product before they do request that demo or trial. Most of your opt-ins are probably going to come from the LinkedIn form, but for the people that do need to learn more info, they will have the link there that they can go visit your website. So I actually like to combine these objectives, use the lead gen objective so you can attach the lead form and then also put a link to your website in that body copy there. Maybe on someone's first click, they're going to click on that link and then go learn more about your product. And then on the second retargeting ad, they're going to click on the lead form and submit it that way. So that's a much higher converting strategy I usually find, because people who just use the lead form, you might be getting more requests, but then maybe those people, a flake on your calls, or they don't actually activate your demos because it sounded good and they signed up, but they never had a chance to read more before they requested that. And otherwise, if you're just doing direct to website ads, those can be a lot lower converting because somebody has to go all the way to your website to then go there and request a demo or trial. We see you'll get more leads from using the lead form, but then also including the link allows people to learn more before they do request that. And again, that'll just boost your show up rates and boost your activation rates, which all helps in your sales process. All right, next let's talk about targeting. So after spending millions of dollars on LinkedIn ads, I find that the targeting that works best for B2B companies is when you're targeting high value niche technical audiences like IT leaders or engineering managers or business executives. That's where LinkedIn really shines, is when you want to target a niche professional that is very hard to target anywhere else. LinkedIn has the job titles, the company industries, and company sizes that lets you reach that very specific professional. Because we know most B2B software is sold to a very specific type of person at a very specific type of company. So that's very hard to do on any other platforms like Facebook or Google. They just don't have that information, that data to be able to target those people, but LinkedIn does. And that's really what makes it shine for software sales. Now, here are a few sample audience builds here, screenshots that you'll see on the screen of how you can put your audiences together to find that right person. LinkedIn's been rolling out some new interests in the last year or so, which are really effective because now we're able to target people based on their interest in a specific software product category. So you'll know if they're researching sales software or HR software, and then you can choose those different interests that align with the product that you're selling so that you can reach the people that are most likely to buy. Other things you might use are skills targeting to choose the pieces of software that your software integrates with. So if you know that if somebody's using another piece of software would then make them a prospect for your software, you can often do that with skills or groups on LinkedIn. Because if they're listing a piece of software as a skill in their profile, that means that they've worked with it or are working with it. And then if they're part of a specific user group on LinkedIn, you can target that user group as knowing that they're using that product and might also be a prospect for your company. And then as you get into the specific campaigns you're going to run, I often like to segment personas based on the different users that could be using your software or that are involved in the buying process. And very common, it's targeting number one, the user, the actual user of your piece of software, and then number two, the executive or manager over that type of person. So while we see that sometimes the user is the champion because they're going to be using that software, they want that functionality to help them to make their job easier, to help them accomplish their job faster. Also, some other times it's actually the executive that's more motivated to get a piece of software that could help them either increase sales or have their company or team operate more efficiently. So often we'll segment those two. Usually the user, those people on LinkedIn are a little bit lower level. They're a little bit cheaper to target and go after versus the executives tend to be a little bit more expensive to reach. And that's purely based on seniority on LinkedIn. Those are two different types of audiences there. And then we'll typically run different ads to those different people. The ones targeted to users, you would write that ad showing them how they can get better at their job, get more efficient at their job, and make their life easier. Or the executive side of things where that ad would talk to the executive about how they can make their company or their team more effective by getting this piece of software. In some industries, there's an exact job title that you want to make sure that you're reaching. So say you're selling CRM software, you can target CRM manager titles on LinkedIn. Or if you're selling plugins to Salesforce or a tool like that, you can target Salesforce admins on LinkedIn. That is a targetable job title. So think about what job titles you're selling to and then go target that exact job title on LinkedIn. And don't waste money spending on everyone else. All right, next let's talk about the ad creatives that you're going to run. And we'll talk about the ad creatives that we usually see perform best. This is after millions and millions of dollars of ads on LinkedIn. These are the ads that I see perform best time after time. These are the highest converting ones for both demos and trials. So we'll go through these here. So then you can then swipe these for your SaaS campaigns. Number one is the problem ad. And that ad leads with, is your team struggling with XYZ? Are you struggling with? Is your company struggling with this? These are best for categories when somebody isn't actively searching you out. Maybe you have a new product or a new category that you're creating. No one's searching for it. So in those cases, you lead with the problem that they're having. So if it's a new product or service or a new category, they don't know that a solution exists yet, or it's not very common. People haven't adopted it very much yet. Leading with the problem helps grab that person's attention because they know what they're working on day to day. They know the problems they're having. So if you talk about the problems and you're talking to them, that's what's going to be most likely to grab their attention because that's what they're aware of. They know the problems they're dealing with. So if you lead and go after that problem that you're solving and then lead the rest of the ad leads them into how your software solves that, that is a very effective ad. So that ad again would lead with, is your team struggling with XYZ? And then having a little screenshot of that just exemplifies how the software completes a certain function can be very very, very clear and direct way to do that. So we like to use like a little UI illustrations from the software to clearly articulate that. We say that works well. People can clearly see what the software does. The better that you can summarize that in one ad, the better that ad is going to perform. And a little bit more on this is don't take a full screen screenshot of the software. That's usually too overwhelming for the viewer to really read through. So have your designer design a UI mock-up graphic clearly indicates and clearly shows what your software does. Ad number 2 here is the process graphic. I really like these that can show like maybe the 3 steps that your software helps somebody with. Can you show a couple graphics that show how somebody uses your software to accomplish tasks XYZ and how they complete that with the software? Using a headline that's something similar to achieve some result better, faster, and without an objection. That's usually the benefit of software over a manual process, is that you're automating things, you're doing it faster, more efficiently than they would with a pen and paper or some other method. And if your ad can also speak to the objections that they're already going to have or that you most commonly hear, that can help kind of shortcut those later in the sales process. So if your ad can speak to maybe cost, if they're worried about spending a lot of money, maybe they're worried about security and data privacy, maybe your ad can get ahead of that. So think about the objections that someone's going to have in the sales process and how your ad can speak to those. The next ad here that we'll go through is called the user-focused ad. This is good when you have a kind of a unique user or like something that a visually unique user. This is great when you're selling, for example, medical software. You can have a doctor in your image showing them using a computer or something, and that's very clear. When a user reads that, when a user sees that ad, they'll get it instantly. So if your user you're selling to is a unique type of person that you can visually convey in the ad, I like to run user-focused ads showing them completing whatever the function is that your software does. And as with all advertising, the most attention-grabbing thing to somebody is themselves. So the more that you can put them into that ad, the more likely that is to grab their attention. And you'll want to think about what's the broad strokes demographics that you're advertising to. Are you selling to tech executives, or are you selling to construction managers, or are you selling to software engineers? Those are all going to look like very different types of people. So think about that type of person that you're going to put in your ad that reflects that demographic. Then the last ad I like to run here is called the FOMO ad. And this is when I'll highlight other companies that are using a piece of software to get a big result. So if you have some well-known customer names that you can showcase and mention, then that's great to put in the ad. So there's been certain ones we've worked with recently, like see how Adobe achieved XYZ result, see how Dell increased their sales with XYZ, see how Adobe hired faster and better with this piece of software. So the FOMO ad, the one that name drops tastefully a couple companies that are using your software that you can mention, also adds an element of social proof to it because they know that other companies are currently using your software and getting good results. So again, I call this the FOMO ad, where you're going to talk about see how other teams or see how top teams or leading companies are currently achieving XYZ. Now, the last part here is talking about conversion tracking. And this is very important for software companies to be able to track software usage, activation rates, along with stages in your sales process. So on the first end, I'll talk about CRM conversions and CRM integrations. So of course, you're going to have conversion tracking for if anybody goes to your website and requests a demo or a free trial there, you'll want to have conversion events that will trigger based on submitting those forms. Then the next step after that is deal, or that person's going to go into your CRM system somewhere. They're going to become a deal in your pipeline. As your sales reps set meetings and qualify those opportunities and then close those deals, you'll want to be tracking those events throughout the pipeline and then track that back to your ad campaigns so that you can see what's working and what's not, and then optimize your campaigns accordingly. Now, many CRMs have native integrations with LinkedIn ads. HubSpot is a great one. Salesforce has a good integration. And then there's several other third-party integrations you can set up otherwise. You can use Google Tag Manager. You can use Zapier to create these integrations. And what's most important is deals in your pipeline. So as a deal goes from lead to qualified to opportunity to closed won, those are all different events that can happen in your pipeline. So you want to be triggering conversion events to happen there so that can push back to LinkedIn, and you can see that in your LinkedIn campaigns and your ads and know exactly which ad is driving how many deals, which deals most efficiently. And then on the other side of things, what's very powerful for software companies is to have conversion events for app actions. And this is important to be able to track when a user creates an account, when they activate their account, and then when they achieve whatever the key metric in the app is that you want them to complete. So is that performing searches? Is that setting up their profile? Is that building their network? What is that key action that you want the user to complete? Very often in software, you'll know if you have any number of users in your software, if this user completes XYZ actions, that makes them more likely to stick and purchase and be a long-time user of our software. So what is that key action that you want to invoke? You can set up in-app actions, and then you can push those conversion events back to LinkedIn, again, to know and track how many of those that LinkedIn drove, and then which ones drove the most of those most cost efficiently. And then you can even have retargeting campaigns. So if a user created an account but didn't finish setting up their profile, you can build your retargeting audiences based off that so that you can retarget those users and push them back into the app to finish setting up their profile. This is really what's very effective for getting software usage and software activation, which then leads into long-term sales for your business. Because we know getting trial requests and getting demo requests is one thing, but really getting sticky users is what we want. So being able to track that and then create those retargeting audiences so that you can use ads to drive those actions is what's really powerful here. All right, so that's how you can leverage LinkedIn ads to scale your SaaS business in 2024. Now, if you don't want to be spending hours tweaking ad copy, analyzing metrics, and constantly optimizing campaigns, which is the stuff that really matters for LinkedIn ads success and efficiency, and you want us to help generate a steady stream of qualified B2B leads and drive real growth for your SaaS company, then click the link in the description to book a free strategy call with me. On this call, we'll deep dive into your current marketing efforts, we'll identify the gaps in your LinkedIn strategy, and I'll show you exactly how you can achieve the kind of results that we've delivered for other SaaS companies. So if you're ready to take your SaaS company to the next level with LinkedIn ads, then click that link below, book your free strategy call, and let's talk. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.